1,500 hours to build. Every building custom made. Inspired by Disneyland Paris and the Anaheim version. Today's Park Spotlight, we are featuring PlanCo Disneyland, created by Q. And this here Disneyland features 5 lands: Main Street, Frontierland, Fantasyland, Adventureland, and Discoveryland. And the following rides are Disneyland Railroad, Big Thunder Mountain, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Peril, Pirates of the Caribbean, Princess Amalie's Scary Adventures, and Space Mountain Mission 2. There's a bunch of media provided, which we've downloaded, and here they say, "Dear Johnny, we are pleased to announce that your request to privatize PlanCo Disneyland has been accepted. For one night, you and 1,800 colleagues have the privilege of visiting 5 lands of the park in complete privacy. Where will your adventure begin?" False. I have opened up the park to 4,000 guests, so it'd be good to see some more people walking around this crazy mega Disneyland. So as you can see from the B-roll, this is looking absolutely fantastic. Why don't we delay no further and take a closer look? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting off the boat to PlanCo Disneyland. Holy good googly moogly. Here we are. Instead of a giant Mickey, we have a giant planet coaster. I love this concept. We recently saw another PlanCo Disneyland style concept from Rai just about a month ago or so. And I love it. Instead of giant Mickeys, we're looking for little PlanCo logos. Very fun. Very, very fun. Disneyland. It's all backwards for some reason. So while this was, they said, inspired by Disneyland Paris, a lot of this is going to be as close to a recreation as you can get, but with like a little bit of a spin or a twist. The creator has done, you know, something of their own with this park. It's a very heavy park as well. This would not have ran on my old computer. In fact, I had loaded it up, I want to say a couple years ago or years. When was this submitted? Let me see here. At the end of 2022, about a year ago it was submitted. And I remember opening this one up and I was like, I cannot look at this. It's running at 2 FPS. But yes, now we're able to run this park quite decently. And it's looking fabulous. For me, this one is more about the presentation. I mean, as you can see, this main street is looking sensational. Now, I do have to mention, custom audio. There was a lot of it. And as you can hear, there's a lot of audio already. There's a lot of ambience in the park, a lot of detail as well. So I was like, do I even need the custom media? But then I was like, you know, I want to try to provide an authentic experience if possible. I don't want to get copyright strikes, and people often don't really check if their stuff is copyright free and all that. So I took all 5 hours of audio, put it into a sequencer, rendered it, uploaded it, and my channel got 27 copyright claims. I'm not even kidding you, 27. I had to delete the video and take it all down so that the claims would go away. So I simply cannot download any of basically every single song that's custom would get you 5 penguins in the park: Main Street, Discoveryland, Adventureland, Fantasy, and Frontier. All right, in Main Street, there's a red penguin. Oh, that's kind of fun. I like that. All right. I don't know if I want to do this Easter egg hunt or not, but it's kind of a fun idea. There it is. You nailed it. Well, this person is obviously a fan of the channel, a community member. Are they ranked? No. My thing is saying reference error. Kiyu is a name I do not recognize. Come join us on Discord. But they obviously watch the videos and know about the pink penguin meme. Everybody likes to stuff and hide a pink penguin somewhere in these theme parks. But to finish my previous point, the park has a lot of ambience. Everywhere we're going, we can hear music, but there was a lot of Disney copyright music everywhere. So if you do want the full authentic experience, for yourself. You could download all the media files. Links are down in the description below. And you could go explore the park yourself with, you know, all of the music. Some of the tracks were insanely long. Like, we're talking like an hour-long tracks looping in some areas. I don't understand why. Here we're going into Discoveryland. Let's go check out Space Mountain and all of that good stuff. But yeah, the areas that are lacking audio would have already had other audio in its place. And so I would say that the effort here for audio is pretty high, even if it doesn't sound like it at times, because we just don't have those speakers enabled because of copyright issues with YouTube. This is looking amazing, by the way. In terms of detail, like, that's probably one of the best looking Space Mountains I've ever seen. And this is what I think this creator's focus was the attention to detail. And you'll see that everywhere we go, this is feeling very Disneyland Paris. And it's pretty extravagant. Now, what also kind of confuses me is that the person was also saying that this isn't like, they're trying to Plankify it, right? Take some of the aspects of Planet Coaster, some of the characters, and all that, and put a twist on it. Much like how we saw a few weeks ago from Rai Rai. But then, for me, in both situations, from the last Disney park we featured and this one, it doesn't really feel Plankified to me at all. It doesn't really feel like the PlanCo is in existence here, in terms of like the characters from PlanColand. And what I mean by that is there's only one PlanCo ride in this entire park, Princess Amalie. That's it. There's just one. That's the only thing representing PlanCo, other than the park entrance having a PlanCo logo. This really, to me, is just a Disneyland recreation. And, you know, for parts that are not as accurate as they could be, we just call it PlanCo. It's because it's PlanCo. I would still love to see someone just go all out. Like, we turn Space Mountain to Dex R's Space, you know, Space Mountain, Dex R's Mountain or whatever, or Dex R's Space, and just like really lean into that. I think that's a fun idea. It's a great concept. And then having like that giant Dex R robot on the front would be amazing. Nonetheless, we are here now, and it feels to me more like a, whoops, what did I just tested it? Oh, crap. All right, well, we're going into test mode. We're kicking the guests off, and that way we can go seat view. My bad. Oh yeah, coaster stats. There's a look at them if you want to see them. And we're gonna go seat view because there's no guests anymore. Womp. My bad. Oh, and it's nighttime. I don't know if the creator used a sequencer or not, but we're probably gonna want to change it tonight. Let's go. incredibly detailed that Space Mountain is. I really love the way this looks aesthetically from the interior to the exterior. I think they did an impeccable job building all this with all the little doodads that you have in Planet Coaster. I mean, just look at it. It is absolutely sensational. I know it said 4 a.m., but we went 2 p.m., 2 a.m. I don't think it really makes that much of a difference here. Now, I think there's like a people mover as well. Did they actually include that or not? It might just be for show, but this is like the eatery area. This is a heavily detailed park, but it doesn't have all of the rides and attractions, and I don't blame the creator either, because even on my high-end rig, this park is a little bit laggy. We're getting like 35, 36 FPS, and I could imagine if this being built a year ago, they probably worked on it for, well, they said 1,500 hours, so over the course of 2 years, probably doing this on an older rig, and their computer was probably imploding at this point. But we cannot deny that the details are just sensational. Excuse me. It's really beautiful. And everything is there in place, but not all the rides are actually functioning attractions from a quick look around. Oh, look at this Buzz Lightyear. Is that TMTK? Oh my god. That's amazing. But yeah, I have to say, I've visited a lot of Disney parks over the years on this channel. If you just go to the search, if you go to the homepage on my channel, and you go to the little search button, I think you have to be on PC. I don't think it works on phones. But you could do a little search there, and just type in Disney, and you'll see how many amazing Disney parks pop up. And they all offer something unique. All of them. Every single one does something a little bit different. And I'd have to say, for me, this one's really setting the bar on just, like, accuracy and detail. Everything's looking really picturesque and beautiful. And where it lacks in the rides, it makes up in the details. Whereas other parks I've seen might not have had the best looking Space Mountain, or maybe not as accurate as the one we saw there, or as intricate, but then they have a lot more rides to go on in Discoveryland, such as like the People Mover and stuff. But I'm not sure, does the Disneyland Paris have the People World? But like this one here, a Small World, I've been on this ride in other Disneyland Park spotlights before, and it's a pretty fun ride from what I've seen. But this one is non-functioning. If we actually go inside here, there's nothing to see, unfortunately. It's just the aesthetics of the exterior that are there, which I think have been done really, really well. So, again, it's about a budgeting thing. Like, obviously the creator wanted to include it there and make it look good, and did a very good job at that, but didn't have the budget, resources, or computer power to actually pull off theming the entire ride. So in some areas it lacks, but in others it looks incredible. And yeah, so like I said, all the Disney parks are very interesting to visit, and I always am curious to go into these. This area is under construction. I'm always curious to see who has done what and for what reasons. And I think of all of them, I like each one for different reasons, right? Yeah, we have to go visit the castle. I kind of detoured straight into Discoveryland, and now we're in Fantasyland, and we didn't really get to walk by the castle, so we'll have to go check that out in a minute. Meet Mickey Mouse over here, and it's a train station. I think we'll give the train station a ride at the very, very end. But yeah, the ambience has been very good, and it makes me wonder, why did you need 27 different soundtracks? But see, this is like talking about Professor Worst, Planet Coaster. Just like Disney, they've established a lot of different characters and, you know, genres and themes and movies and tales and stories and, you know, all of that stuff. Planet Coaster and Frontier have done the same thing with their game. We have a large cast of characters, universes, themes, where all the pieces in Planet Coaster, there's enough of them and such a good variety of them that you can actually recreate a Disneyland, right? So everything that exists in Disney technically exists right here in Planet Coaster. And instead of having like a Rapunzel or a Sleeping Beauty, we have a Princess Amalie, right? And this is what I was talking about. I've seen the term being thrown around, PlanCo Disneyland, by several creators now, but nobody's really leaned into it yet. And this ride here is kind of like what I like to see. It's a great depiction of, you know, like replacing Sleeping Beauty or something with Princess Amalie. And I would love to see that done for not only just the, like, instead of calling it Frontierland, we call it Westernland and make it all PlanCo Western. And instead of Big Thunder Mountain, we call it Miss Ellie's Thunder or something. And make it all about Miss Ellie. And we personalize and represent all of the PlanCo characters within PlanCo Disneyland instead of, yeah, you guys get what I'm trying to say. But that's what the intent on this park here today is. It's called PlanCo Disneyland. But this here is the only thing PlanCo. Amalie's scary adventure. Let's take a ride. Off we go. I think we want to do the pop-up view. No. Which one do we want? Let's just go seat view. Was this originally supposed to be a Snow White ride? I get the Disney stories mixed up. I'm not like I mean, growing up I watched a lot of Disney, but I haven't watched a lot of Disney stuff in many, many years. I often get mixed up with the stories and stuff, but I think originally this was supposed to be Snow White, right? If I'm not mistaken. If that's a picture of her there, I don't know. Nonetheless, again, this is, well, we called this Amalie's ride. It ended up being, I guess, Snow White's ride, right? And we have those Disney images used there. So even the one thing that was PlanCo in this park didn't actually end up being that. We're just pretending. But yeah, for me, this is very, very much Disneyland, more so than PlanCo. And I'm still waiting for somebody to really PlanCo-fy a Disney park. I guess it's no longer Disney at that point, but still a fun concept nonetheless. Geppetto! Little Geppetto restaurant here. Very fun. Pinocchio. Yeah, lots of custom images in this one as well. Good use of it. This is so immersive and beautiful looking. Now, is there... I thought there was a ride that I could go on here, but I might be wrong. I guess it was just the princess. Oh yeah, there's like this little maze here, the Alice in Wonderland maze. But you can't actually... I guess we can go in. It's a labyrinth. I don't know if I... the Magic House, the Cheshire Cat. Can I actually get lost in here? I guess I can. Uh-oh. Ah, hello. This is cute. I've seen this a few times. Some of them made me extremely angry. This one seems pretty straightforward. I think one that I saw in a park spotlight very, very long time ago, if you got lost in the maze long enough, you would find the tea party. And I thought that was kind of fun. It was like a little bonus Easter egg, I guess. Which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And back out we go. So yeah, you have the maze, you have the Meet Mickey. There are like attractions and stuff, but not anything that we can physically go on in terms of Planet Coaster Simulator. But it looks beautiful. Even these flat rides are really well integrated. Impeccably done. All right, Adventureland. So we should have Pirates of the Caribbean in here, as well as, I believe, Indiana Jones. So we have two big attractions to go on in this area, which is pretty exciting. And there we go. Nice custom sign there. Pirates of the Caribbean. Let's go on in. Another, I guess, nighttime ride for this one. I'll probably switch it to night now before we go through the queue. We're going to cut line. Oh. I thought it was like, we're going to go through the boulders. Yeah, the ambience is pretty good. I almost feel like if I had those 27 soundtracks downloaded, it would have been like overload. Too many noises. For sure. All right, we have arrived at the Pirates of the Caribbean. It is a boat ride armada, and there's a look at all the stats if you'd like to see them. Let's get right on this. Going middle seat, stay seated. Yeah, I was having some troubles getting this to work because there was like 17 boats on this for some reason, and some sort of traffic jam was screwing something up. So I'm just kicking everybody off. We're going test mode, and now we can actually sit in the seat view. So that should make the experience a little bit better. Let's go. Wow, really well done. Super immersive, great atmosphere, amazingly detailed scenes, really solid Pirates of the Caribbean boat ride. One of the longer ones I've ever experienced, and definitely makes up for, I mean, the track length alone. Does it show us now that it's been tested? Yeah. Track length alone, wow, it was only 527 meters. It felt, I mean, the duration is where it's at. It's just traveling really, really, really slow. But great details on that one there. How do I get out of here? That's the entrance. I'm just gonna teleport. All right, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make our way over to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Peril. Is there a camera effect? There is jive. I was gonna say, like, things look slightly different than what I'm used to. There's a bit of a camera effect. Oh, look at this. Nice little viewpoint back here, vista point. Ah, the green penguin for Adventureland. We found you. We didn't find the one in Fantasyland or Discoveryland. I might have to go take another look. But we definitely found 2 so far out of the 5. I think that's a fun little Easter egg to include. And that, to me, feels very PlanCofied, because it is, the pink penguin has been adopted by this community as a bit of a mascot. And it's great to see an Easter egg using find the different penguins. I think that's quite fun. Gives you something to search and hunt down. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. See, meet Renee Fu. Where is she? That's a great idea for Adventureland, though. Renee Fu. And again, to my idea with the Indiana Jones, switching things out from Disney to PlanCo, this would be Renee Fu's Jungle Adventure or something like that. It could work really, really well. I like this concept. Just switching out all of the Disney stuff for PlanCo stuff instead. I want to see it. I need this in my life. All right, our Indiana Jones is a spinning coaster. Let's take a look at all the ride stats here. Spinning spiral, there's a look at them there. Nothing too crazy to me standing out. I think we'll do seat view. Maybe we'll ride this one twice, once in seat and once in chase, so that we can spin once and then ride it once. Or track view, maybe. Impeccable control of the spin of this coaster, pointing us at the focal points, and then even that invert, it spun us around and then we went backwards. Great inversion there. I really love the control of this. This is superbly done. We're not spinning out of control. It was very subtle, extremely well done. And with that being said, I just like the spin on that. So what I think we'll do is we'll check it out at night, and then we'll ride the back, because you can face backwards. So we get the reverse experience from that. Let's see what this is like. Obviously, it worked a little bit better with the front view. It seemed to very intentionally controlled, which I really like. But because this has the back seats, I've never really seen anybody make it so both the front experience and the back experience offer their own experience, but very difficult to do that. But I think that was really, really well crafted. It looks beautiful as well. The control of that spin was just amazing. I loved it. Love everything about it. All right, we're gonna head over to Frontierland, and there should be like a brown, an auburnish penguin. So I'm gonna remember, I completely forgot until we stumbled across the Adventureland penguin that there were hidden Easter egg penguins. But now that we're here, I gotta try to keep an eye out, see if we can find it. Maybe I'll poke around and look for the other ones later. Burrito Bonanza! Very fun. Burp, burp, derp. Fast Pass Lane? Is this for Big Thunder? They're getting off. Where's this Planet Bluegrass coming from? Just ribbon? The Cowboy Cookout. See, this is a fake queue. That's why I feel like I'm getting debated here. How do we get into the Big Thunder Mountain? Here we go. Ride entrance. Definitely got to give this one a ride a couple times. It is the Big Thunder after all. Now, would they have stuck the hidden penguin in the queue? Or would it be somewhere in the park? All aboard. Big Thunder Mountain. Oh, wow. That's quite an intricate queue. All right, what do we got going on with Big Thunder today? 1.2 kilometers in length, 200 seconds in duration, 38 miles per hour. All looking pretty good. We're going to start things off with the look forward, back of the train, see how this goes, and off we go. all these years later, and people have still not figured out that you could speed up the lift hills. Oddly enough, I don't know about you guys, I'm slightly disappointed by that Big Thunder in comparison to ones I've seen in the past, and I don't want to ride it again. The lift hills were way too slow. I wasn't a fan of the complete blackout moments. That was a camera decision choice. I felt like something, I could hear sound effects and big epic splashes happening, and I couldn't see anything, and that happened several times with the ride, and it never got going for me, and it was just slightly disappointing for me. I don't know. Yeah, that's how I feel about it, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Well, if you disagree, I'm sorry, but didn't quite do it for me on that one, sadly to say. But there is a penguin that we have to find. And I'm assuming it's gonna be somewhere that the guests can walk, but I don't know. Where are you, penguin? We're renovating this area. A few incomplete areas, but I mean, this park is massive. Like I said, if it wasn't for the innovation of technology, the new advancements, this, well, I would have gotten 5 FPS on this park in the past. I've tried to. I've actually looked at this park before and just decided against recording it. So I think this creator has definitely gone above and beyond in terms of aesthetics. Some of the best aesthetics I've seen. Everything's super immersive and really nice to look at. I don't know if we're gonna find our penguin here today, because everywhere I'm looking, it's taking us out of the park, unless it's in this little Mexilente area. If you did spot the other penguins throughout this video, please leave a comment down below with the timestamp that you spotted them. Because I probably walked by the other 3, and possibly even this one, without noticing. And just didn't quite notice it, or I didn't have my eyes peeled. I wasn't thinking about it. But I've basically walked pretty thoroughly through this area now of Frontierland, and I don't see any penguins. Oh, gotcha! Nice. So I've gotten Adventureland, Frontierland, and Main Street. So is there, yeah, there's is there another ride? Let me check the ride list real quick, because I do want to go on the train ride as well. But Big Thunder Mountain, Pirates of the Caribbean, Amalie's Adventure, Space Mountain, Indiana Jones, and Mad Hatter's Hyperspin. Yep, we've actually been on all the main attractions other than the train ride. But before we give the train ride a look, I want to see if I can find our blue penguin for Discoveryland. Are you hiding about here somewhere? It seems to be like they've been part of the nature walk so far. None of them have been in queues or shopping areas. They've all kind of been around the walkable area, the explorable area. So I'm thinking I can find them. The railroad station, Back to the Future. Oh, Monsters Inc. Discovery Station. So he's got to be back here somewhere. I'm feeling. Where are you, penguin? Ah, we got him. Inside the food court. So I did pass through here earlier. I just didn't spot the penguin. So that would be number 4. And then 5 would be Fantasyland. Oh boy, I feel like Fantasyland was the most intricate of all of the places. I wonder if I could spot him from a bird's eye view. It's gonna be the actual pink penguin for this area. So it's like, that has, considering our community mascot is the pink penguin, this is like the one official penguin of all of them. So I feel like if I'm gonna find any penguin, it should be the pink penguin. Right? Where are you? Where are you? It's gotta be in the castle, right? I didn't really get to look at the castle. The Dragon's Lair. I mean, I feel like of all the places it would be the castle. Yes? No? Maybe so? I would have them poking through one of these caves if it were me. But this is kind of like a bridge between... What a beautiful castle, by the way, and beautiful environment. The landscaping is incredible. We can go up. So I don't know if this is the... I would say that the castle... Is it considered Fantasyland? It's more like an iconic Disney thing, right? And then this is Fantasyland outside of it. So maybe not in the castle. This is like where all the traffic is, all the people are, and all of the insane amounts of details. This area is really jam-packed with lots to look at, and therefore I feel like this is going to be the hardest penguin of all of them to find. And like I said, the last ones have been in areas that you can kind of walk around in, like little back paths and stuff. So... maybe near the maze? Oh, if it's in the maze, that would drive me nuts. Areas under construction, it can't be down there. Would it be near the carousel? It's got to be in the labyrinth, right? That would be the most... This is kind of like... I don't like that idea, though. I think it's smart to hide it in the labyrinth because it's a great Easter egg. It's a reason, like, I went into the labyrinth and I found the Easter egg. But it also feels a little bit forced that way. Instead of meet Mickey, do we meet the penguin? Where are you? Doesn't help that the garbage cans are pink. Every time I think I spot it, it's a garbage can. Oh no, I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. Blasphemy. It says this area is under construction, but look, this is looking really nice. I don't think they would hide the pink penguin back there. Guys, I've been searching around for a while, and I found it. Da-da-da. In a little tent. I was losing my mind. Ah, right in the center, in a tent. My goodness gracious. Goody googly moogly. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here is PlanCo Disneyland. I will give the train ride a go, but I'll probably just mute the mic and let you guys ride it. And so I might as well give my final thoughts of the park here. I think it's beautifully done. Aesthetically, one of the most beautiful looking Disneyland parks I've ever seen. As you guys saw from walking around the foot level, everything was just incredibly detailed, incredibly immersive. For when the creators started this to when they finished, it would have been like a computer melting amount of detail. It's absolutely heavy duty. So while some of the rides are unfinished, some of the areas are unfinished, it's because of limitations, the game limitations, computer limitations, all that. But I cannot deny how good Discoveryland looks, Space Mountain looks. All of this area just is so breathtaking. I think the quality is in the details. The main street's great. Everything about this is looking beautiful. Well, it might lack a little bit in main attractions, as we only got to actually go on like 5 or 6 rides. And Disney, if you were to, I didn't think you could fully do a full Disneyland end to end and have every single attraction in, but I have seen many that had a lot more, and almost all of them, but I don't think anyone's been able to do every ride, and every Disneyland is slightly different. So that being said, I think the quality was still good, the quantity was good rather, but the quality was exceptional. Definitely exceptional. I thought this was beautiful. Love the little Easter egg with the find the penguins thing. I'm glad I stumbled across that in Main Street here. It's a good way to introduce you to the park and say, hey, while you're out there, you know, look for these little adventures and have fun with it. So I think the details of this were insanely impressive. I'm glad I waited and came back to this one with the new computer. Definitely paid off. And with that concept, I kind of talked about it earlier on in the video of this is be called PlanCo Disneyland. While it takes inspiration from what they said is Paris, it feels to me more like Paris than PlanCo. We had Princess Amalie make an appearance in the Snow White ride or whatever, and then we had Captain Lockjaw make an appearance in the Pirates of the Caribbean, but still to me the focus there was that of which is Disneyland. This feels to me like a Disneyland park, not a PlanCo park. It'd be cool to see the same Disney layout in the future, but just actually do it in PlanCo. But it's, I think everybody gets lost in just having to do the iconic stuff. The Space Mountain, the Big Thunder Mountain, the Pirates of the Caribbean, the Indiana Jones. And it's like, how could you have a Disneyland park and not do those things? Well, that's because it's a PlanCo park. Princess Amalie's castle in the middle. You could do all sorts of crazy stuff with that concept. And that's what I thought I was signing up for today. And that's why I brought it up a few times, because they said like, hey, this is PlanCo Disneyland. And I had that same thing with Rai Rai. People just like to do Disneyland and then throw their own twist on it. That's really what it is. But never have I ever seen a PlanCo land done in a Disney layout. So I'm still keeping my eyes out for that. If there's any creators that's inspired to do that, you let me know and you'll get a feature for sure. But for me, most of the Disneylands end up being the iconic stuff that you expect to see, and that's what we saw here today, and there's nothing disappointing about that at all. I think it's a great time, it's a great adventure, and I thought this one was done exceptionally well. So there you guys go. What did you think? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'm gonna leave you all with the train ride. Okay, everybody, hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the train ride.